Hi, welcome to Bravo Easy to Learn English course. As we know, English is an international language which is used widely all over the world. And it's a very simple language if we have been taught properly. So what we are hoping to do in the Bravo Easy to Learn English course is to start very simple so that you follow it and we'll work our way to the advanced level. And this is like English, as you know, in the modern world, it's used widely and from the housewives right up to the lecturers level. So school boys, college boys, housewives, every person, every single person in the world has to be able to speak this language, being an international language. So it's the aim of us in this Bravo School of English is to teach you from the very basic level so that you can follow it easily, so that we are not going to scare you with the language, and we are going to work our way up to the advanced level. So hopefully you'll be able to enjoy this. Thank you. Hi. Today we are going to learn the 8 parts of speech in English. In the English grammar, there are 8 simple parts of speeches that we use commonly. The first one is the verb, noun, adjective, adverb, pronoun, preposition, conjunction and interjunction. These are the 8 widely used speeches of English. Once we master these, then I think we've got the language all sorted out. Then little by little, like I'll go into the higher level of it, but now let me just start off so simple with the first one, which is the verb. Okay, now in the 8 parts of speeches that we had spoken about, the first one is called the verb. There are 2 types of verbs that we commonly used. First one is action verb. The second one is stative verb. Action verb, it's representate an action. Coming, sitting, walk, go, dance, skip, making a cup of coffee, turning your head, like what I'm doing now. So this is all called the action verbs. And then the stative verbs is a non-action verb. It's more difficult to identify the static verb in making a sentence, but it is widely used. So where there's no action involved, then it's called the stative verb. Okay, so once again, let me explain to you in simple format verbs, which are action verbs and stative verbs. As I told you earlier on, the action verbs are the actions that are used in the words, which is like sitting, sit, go, out, turn my head as I'm just doing now, making a cup of coffee, running, skipping. So these are the words that are used in the common sentences that are called the action verbs. The stative verbs are more hidden. It's not seen, but it's used. For example, believe, belong, astonish. These are 3 words that I've taken as an example. The first one is believe. So you make a sentence called, do you believe in God? It's a question mark using the word believe. Belong. Do you belong to our community? Right? That's the second one. Astonish. The cricketer astonished the crowd with his play. So these are like, the static words which are like state of being. So this is the first part of the speech of English, which is verb. I hope you understood this so that we can go to the second one, which is called noun. Okay, now the second part of the speech of English is called the noun. Now let me give you some examples of the noun which is widely used. Okay, so the noun refers people, animals, objects, events, ideas and feelings. I repeat, people, animals, object, events, ideas and feelings. So this is the second part of the speech of the grammar. Right, we have finished with noun and we are going to move on to the third one. Third part of the speech is called the adjectives. Adjective, it is to describe or to specify a noun or a pronoun. There are thousands of words you can find which are adjectives in English language, which we will come to it later as you progress in your advanced level. Okay, now we are moving on from the third one which we just learned, which is adjective, to the fourth one, which is adverb in the part of speech of English grammar. Adverb, it's to modify a verb, adjective or other adverbs. I repeat, it's to modify a verb, adjective and other adverbs. and we'll go into the details. As I said to you before, we'll go into the details later. Okay, now we are moving on from the adverb, which is number 4 of the speech, to the number 5 of the speech, which is called pronoun. Pronoun. It's used in a place of a noun or phrase. I repeat, is used in a place of a noun or phrase. As I said to you earlier, we'll come into these examples later. Okay, now we are moving to the 5th pronoun, to the 6th part of speech, which is called preposition. Now, preposition is used before the noun to form a phrase. I repeat, before the noun, which is number 2, to form a phrase. For example, it shows the actions of where, when, how, why. So these are the phrases where, when, how, why. We will come to that later. As I spoke, we'll come to the details of it. And now we are going to move on to the 7th one, which is called conjunction. Okay, the 7th conjunction is the 7th part of the speech of the grammar. Conjunction. It joins the clauses, sentences or words. I repeat, it joins the clauses, sentences or words. And again, as I said, we will come into the details of it a little later in the class. Okay, now we have come to the final one, which is number 8 in the part of speech of grammar. It's called interjunction. Now, interjunction, it shows a surprise or emotion. It shows a surprise or emotion. Okay, so we have just about covered the basics of all the 8 parts of the speech. I repeat one more time. Verb, noun, adjective, adverb, pronoun, preposition, conjunction and interjunction. Now we've just covered the basic couple of lines about what they are. Now we are going to go into the details of each and every one of them, which will give you a little bit more idea of how they are used and when they are used. Okay, now are you ready? Now we are going to move on to the second stage of 8 parts of speeches. Now the first one is the verb, right? There are 2 types of verbs. I'll speak about the first one first, which is action verb and is also known as dynamic verb. Okay, it's action verb, also has a second name too, is called dynamic verb. Now action verb, obviously action verbs means it has to have action with the sentence. Okay, so for example, walk, sit, go, turn, run, anything we do in the daily life, it comes into the category of the action verb. Now to be more precise, if I take walk as an example, there's a sentence that you can join. I'll try and make it as simple as possible so that you follow it easily. Okay, the whole idea of this Bravo School of English is to make English very simple. Okay, so walk, take walk as your first word of the action verb. I walk to school. This is something that you would hear mostly. Okay, every day the kid goes to school. You can ask the kid, how did you come to school? He will say, I walk to school. So this is the action. Walk is the action that he is using on this sentence. Second one is sit. I sit on my chair. And you can see sit is the action that he is doing on the chair. Third one is go. I go by car to school. Okay, the action he is using is the go that he uses to go to school. And he uses the car to go to school. Turn. I turn my head to see you. So the action I am using in this word, I turn my head to see you, is turn. So that is the action. The last one of the example is run. I run very fast. So the action he is using here is run. So I hope I made it quite simple here. We can go through one more time. Some of the action words which are commonly used are walk, sit, go, turn, run. These are just a few examples of the thousands of words that are there. Okay, I've kept it a quite simple one so that these are the ones you come across on your daily life, and some of the sentence to make you understand where to use the action verb. Okay, we saw the action verb. Now the second one is the stative verb. So they are both part of the verb family, but the first one we saw was the action verb, where we used all the actions. Now here is a static verb where the actions are not used and it's more hidden. So it's kind of state of being. It happens in a performance, state of being. Okay. Now some of the examples I can quote you here. It's the word called concern, astonish, believe, and belong. So this is just again some of the many words are there, that's just about 4 words I have chosen to show you as an example. Okay, I'll repeat: concern, astonish, believe and belong. Now to expand further on this, I've done some sentences here for you to understand what concern means. So first example is, my concern is needed. It's my, you can even say it's like my permission, my interest of being there. So my concern is needed in the crowd or in the performance or whatever it is. Second one is astonish. The player tries to astonish the crowd. It's the highest way of explaining that you are so much involved in the player's performance. Okay, so the player tries to astonish the crowd. Third one is believe. Do you believe in God? Now this is a question I'm sure a lot of people would have come across in your life. People ask me, do you believe in God? I believe in God. You can say the sentence, this is a question format. Do you believe in God? If you want to reply, yes, I believe in God, or I don't believe in God, whatever. The next one, the last one I've chosen, is belong. I belong to the community. This is my belonging. It's mine. I belong to this community. So these are some of the examples of this stative verb, which is part of the verb family, and the previous one was action verb. This is stative verb. So this is the first one of the part of the 8 speeches that we used in the grammar of English. Okay, now we are moving on to the second part speech of English of grammar, which is called the noun. Okay, now we are going to go into the little bit more details of the noun. It's I've chosen again the 4 examples to show you: people, animals, feeling and ideas. Again, people, animals, feelings and ideas. Now within the 4, let me expand it a little bit better so that you understand what I mean. People, us, human. Example: Peter is a tall boy. Now here the noun is Peter. The noun is Peter. So it said Peter is a tall boy. So the noun here is Peter. That comes as one of the examples of the many. Second one, animal. This elephant belongs to the temple. So here the second one is animal, and the elephant is the animal, which is the example of the second part of the example. Third one, feelings. I love my country. Now the feeling here is love. Here it's elephant. Okay, so the feeling here is used as love, hate. It's similar. Okay, you express your feelings. So I love my country. Fourth one is ideas. Is one of the nouns, is ideas. The Bravo English course is a good idea of the institute, which I'm trying to do. So the Bravo English course. So the English course is the idea of the noun that's used in this sentence. I hope you follow what I'm trying to say. If you want, I can repeat one more time, saying some of the many nouns that we can use is animals, people, feelings, ideas. These are just 4 words of the many nouns that are in English. English is a very vast language which you really can't understand or learn in a quick time. So we are going very gradually. So these are some of the common ones, and these are the examples of the common ones. Okay, now we are moving on to the third part of the speech of the grammar, which is adjective. Its adjective means to describe or to specify a noun or pronoun. Is to describe or to specify a noun or pronoun. Okay, again we have the 4 examples. The first one is Raju is a good man. Okay, so in this one, the noun is the man. The good, the word good is the adjective, because it's to describe or to specify the noun. Okay, so what kind of a man is he? Is a good man. So this will become the objective and the man will become the noun. Second example, Lata is a beautiful girl. Now here the noun is the girl. What kind of a girl is she? She is a beautiful girl. So beautiful becomes the objective and the girl becomes the noun. The third one, Leo is a dog and it is a faithful pet. So the sentence is getting a little bit longer where we have used noun, objective and the pronoun. Leo is a dog and it is a faithful pet. So here the pet becomes the noun. What kind of a pet is he? He is very faithful. So that becomes the objective and it becomes the pronoun. Fourth one, Sachin is a cricketer. He is a world famous batsman. Sachin is a cricketer. He is a world famous batsman. So here the batsman becomes the noun. And what kind of a batsman is he? He is world famous. So the objective is the world famous and the pronoun is he. So I'll repeat in simple English again. So Raju is a good man. The noun is the man, the objective is good. Because what kind of a man? So the word that describes the noun is the objective. Lata is a beautiful girl. She is a noun. The girl is noun and what kind of a girl is she? She is beautiful. So the word beautiful becomes the objective. Leo is a dog and it is a faithful pet. Pet is the noun. What kind of a pet? Faithful, and it becomes the pronoun which links the two sentences together. Sachin is a cricketer. He is a world famous batsman. So here the batsman is the noun. What kind of a batsman is he? World famous. That becomes the objective because that describes his noun word. And he is the pronoun. So I hope that you will be able to follow a little bit. This is just a few examples of the many, as I said to you before. We will go into the details a little bit more as we go progress in the class. Okay, let's move on to the fourth part of the speech of the grammar. It's called the adverb. And adverb means to modify a verb, objective and adverbs. So it's to modify a verb, objective and adverbs. Again, I've got 4 examples to show you. The first one is Ramesh completely ignores good habits. Here there is complete becomes the verb, completely because he's like extending and he's making something out of it, which is an adverb. So Ramesh completely ignores good habit. So complete the word will be the verb, completely will become the adverb. The second example is the teacher explains English very beautifully. The teacher explains English very beautifully. Now the word beautiful will become the adjective and beautifully will become the adverb. Tom never tells a lie. So here never is the adverb. So Tom never tells a lie. So the word adverb is the word never. There are many books available in this library. Here in the beginning itself the adverb comes there. So it emphasizes how many books are there. So there are many books available in this library. So I hope you will be able to follow the differentiate between the verb, adjective and adverbs. So Ramesh completely. So there's a performance here, completely. Verb and the adverb comes together, ignores good habit. The teacher explains English very beautifully. The word beautiful becomes beautifully. Adjective and the adverbs combines together in one word. Tom never tells a lie. So that's like, it's emphasized that he never tells a lie. So that's an adverb. There. Okay, that means there are many books. There are many books available in this library. So there becomes the adverb. Now we are moving on to the fifth part of the speech of the grammar, which is called pronoun. Pronoun is used in the place of a noun or a phrase. Pronoun is used in the place of a noun or phrase. So again I have got 4 examples for you. I, you, he, she, it. So these are some of the examples of the pronoun. Now to make them into the sentences, the first one is I. I am a good dancer. So here I becomes the pronoun. Second one, will you help me in the homework? Now the you, it comes here, will you help me in the homework, and that becomes the pronoun. Third one, Raju is my brother and he is a responsible boy. So here he becomes the pronoun. Now if I change this sentence around, to make the female version of it, I can say Sita is my sister and she is a responsible girl. So the same thing we can just change with the female version to become the he will become the she. Now fourth one is I saw Jaws movie. It was a great movie. So the it becomes the pronoun. So this is just some of the many words again. There are many, we can go on and on and on, but I think in the early stages this is just enough for you to give an idea of what is a pronoun. Okay, now we are moving from the fifth part of the speech to the sixth part of the speech, which is called preposition. Preposition, the description of preposition is before noun to form a phrase. So we learnt about the noun before, we learnt about the phrase. So this is to before noun to form a phrase. Okay, so it's an interjunction. And some of the examples, again I've chosen only 4 examples. Some of the commonly used words are where, when, how and why. Where, when, how and why. So the first example is for where. The pen is in the box. So when you don't look at this word where, if I tell you a statement, the pen is in the box, it explains where is the pen. Okay, so this becomes a hidden, but it is the answer for the question. So instead of asking where is the pen, I am giving you the second part of the answer, which is the pen is in the box. So you automatically know where is the pen. In becomes the preposition. Second example is where. When. Okay, sorry. When. The meeting is at 10 a.m. Instead of me saying when is the meeting, I am giving you the statement, which is a phrase, the meeting is at 10 a.m. So automatically you understand what time is the meeting or when is the meeting. Third one, how. I travel by car. Instead of saying how do I travel, I am giving you the statement I travel by car. So you know how I travel. My mode of travel is by car. So how do I travel is by car. So the by becomes the preposition. Fourth one, why. I arrived late to school due to traffic. So when I say to the statement, you know immediately why am I late to school. The reason I am late to school. So the to becomes the preposition is because of the traffic. So this part of the sentences, it gives you the answer for the preposition of the words. So this one word will give you the statement here, which will explain the reason of it. So where? The pen is in the box. So where is the pen? It's in the box. The meeting is at 10 a.m. When is the meeting? The meeting is at 10 a.m. I travel by car. How do I travel? I travel by car. I arrived late to school due to traffic. Why? Why did I arrive late to school? Due to the traffic. Okay, now we are moving on to the seventh part of the speech of the grammar, which is called conjunction. Conjunction means it joins clauses or sentences or words. So you can see it's a connection of two things together. So it joins clauses or sentence or words. Now the example is, so again I have chosen 4 examples: and, but, when, because. And, but, when and because. First one, Ram and Shyam are friends. It's a connection of 2 characters called Ram and Shyam. In the word and becomes a conjunction in this sentence. Second one, Abhilash told me about the show, but I was not invited. So the but becomes the joining word that becomes a conjunction between the 2 words, 2 sentences. Abhilash told me about the show, sentence 1. I was not invited is sentence 2. Now when we combine together, the conjunction word becomes but. So it reads as Abhilash told me about the show, but I was not invited. Third one, I was 18 years old when I got my driving license. So we are using one of the words which is when here. If you break it into 2, I was 18 years old. I got my driving license. When you combine the 2 sentences together, the conjunction word is when. Fourth one, Ramu scored 100% because he is a clever student. Again, Ramu scored 100% can be one sentence. He is a clever student is sentence 2. Now when we combine together, the word because becomes the conjunction. So some of the examples again I repeat: and, but, when and because. It's a joint clause or sentence, or the words of conjunction is the meaning of it. And you can see the example: Ram and Shyam are friends. Abhilash told me about the show, but I was not invited. I was 18 years old when I got my driving license. Ramu scored 100% because he is a clever student. Okay, now we have come to the final part of the speech, which is the eighth one of the grammar, which is called interjunction. Now, interjunction is to use to show a surprise or an emotion. Okay, so when you are explaining something surprising or something with emotion, it's called interjunction. So the words are used to express your surprise or the emotion. So some of the commonly used words are ha, oh, wow, ah, right? So like ha, ha ha, he's very funny. Like when somebody is trying to do something funny to you, you can either say it with a sarcastic way or with a sweet way, say ha ha, he's a very funny person. Now all these interjunction sentences, because it's to do with a surprise or an emotion, it has to finish with the exclamation mark when your writing is on sentences, okay, when you're writing it down. Otherwise you say it with the emotion as you speak. The next one, oh, you're a very great friend to me. So when you have a gratitude, the person is so nice to you, you just say, oh, you're a very great friend to me. So that comes with the emotion. Okay, we are moving on to the third one, which is wow. Now this is very commonly used. It's an expression to say somebody's performance, appreciating somebody's ability. So you can say, wow, what a great bowling. So we usually use this, definitely when we are watching a match, we use this, wow, what a great bowling. So again, if you are using it as a sentence, it will finish with an exclamation mark. If you are speaking to the person, it will come with emotion. Fourth one, ow. Ow, when somebody gives you a gift, you're so touched. Okay, again the emotion is being used here in the interjunction. So you said, ow, I love the gift. Okay, so these are like the common words that we use daily or we hear it daily, where we use either a surprise format or very emotionally, which touches your heart. Ha, ow, wow, ah. Okay, so I'll repeat ha, ha ha, he's a very funny person. Okay, oh, you're a great friend to me. Wow, what a great bowling. Ow, I love the gift. So speaking is different from writing. So when you're writing these kind of emotionally attached words, it will finish with the exclamation. So I think we have covered quite simple about the 8 parts of speech in the Bravo School of English. So hopefully I believe that I've explained to you in quite simple English that it has made some sense to you. But there's much more in the syllabus that we need to go on as we progress. But as a starting stage, I think this will explain to you a little bit about what English is and how the words are used and what are the main 8 parts of the speech we use daily in our life.